Good evening. I am with Boleyn Models, and this is a video about apps for cam models, things that can be useful like Phonto, Airbrush, PD.net, and my favorite PhotoDirector. So please like and subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you very much. So PhotoDirector, like I said, that's probably my favorite app, the one I use the most often. I use it for sometimes fonts, not as much. It has a little bit of an issue where you can't layer the fonts because every time you create a new layer, it loses a little bit more of its detail. It gets a little fuzzy. But I love it for things like overlays and light flares and all sorts of cool stuff you see in here. And I want to try to explain what all of that's about. My favorite tool that I use a lot is the blur tool. I love that one because it can fade out backgrounds and little things that you might not want to see, like dildos and toys and junk and stuff. You know, you're making your selfies and you don't have time, so you can just clean it up with the blur tool. Also, you can put flares to, give a little bit more of an accent and so forth. I think mostly in here I've used flares, but I still use the blur tool a lot. But yeah, it cleans up things like nipples. You have to kind of keep it cleaned up sometimes if you want to keep your social media accounts open, because if they get too much shown, you can get yourself in trouble. So that blur tool is great, and it's much, much better than having to crop out a picture. So overlays. Some of my favorite overlays, we're still talking about PhotoDirector, are light leaks. You can take a subpar picture and you can elevate it and make it so pretty, and I think it's better than the Instagram filters, but that's just me. But like this picture right here, I think I took it with the Samsung Galaxy S4. It doesn't have a very good camera on it, but I just try to tweak it a little bit and make it look a little nicer. So and the lens flares, I was talking about that before. Those are lights, like you can see in the background. Again, another thing to kind of disguise maybe a not so great background or something that's plain. You can just put your little lights and illuminate a picture. And I think I still use the blur tool. I told you I go crazy with that freaking thing. But so those are light flares. This is before flares, in case you didn't know the difference. And this is without the blur tool. So this is before, and this is after flares. See how that brightens up the picture and everything in your background? So before, after you get it. So backgrounds, Lumi, that one is one of a really, really good tool. I didn't like it at first. I only paid like $1.99 I think for it, but it's great. And you're probably wondering, like, what do I need a background for? I mean, I can just take a picture. Well, sometimes on social media you only get but a certain amount of characters. Like Instagram, you can't use any characters. Twitter, you don't get enough. So you may have to take a really cool picture and put all the information, like your Skype prices and everything. Like this right here is a picture I took one night of the moon, and it was kind of blah, and I thought I would make it look a little bit nicer. So I went to Lumi and I got this overlay. So moving on again to like fonts and stuff like that. So you can advertise. So that way you can get everything you need to be said on your picture. You don't have to worry about running out of space and characters and so forth. And you get it all done. So again, PhotoDirector has fonts in it, but I don't really like to use it. I like to create my image or whatever in Lumi, and then I may take my background over to what's the other app? Phonto, and that's free. Phonto is an amazing app. It does have ads in it, but they don't really get on my nerves because you can keep layering the image over and over again, and it just doesn't matter. So Phonto, that is a free app. I think just about everyone uses that one, and you can use it to watermark your pictures, so like really quickly, so if you don't want people copying it and not getting credit. And defont.com, oh yeah, that one. That's a really good website to go to download pretty fonts for your computer or whatever. Now this one here, PicPlayPost, is like a multimedia type thing. You can add music to it, you can have videos, you can have a standalone picture. And you can just play around with things. That way you can get your little banners in, you can get a motion or whatever. It's awesome. I love this song. And
I want it.
let's see what
I work
else
for
we
it.
have. So like that's a really good app. You can see different things going on at once. Oh yeah, an Airbrush. I think most girls, we don't want to admit it, but we do touch up our pictures. Like right here, I think I had like some eyeliner after a little while on cam. So I just went in and just touched it up. And Airbrush is also another free one, and you can take care of your creases, your wrinkles, stretch marks, whatever, pimple marks. But yeah, it's a really cool, fun, handy one. So we have technology for Cammodels. Yes. This next one, PDA.net plus Foxfly, it's free, but it's worth the $7.99 to unlock the full version. This right here is a way to turn your phone into a hotspot. So if you're in like a situation where your internet is out or something like that and you have 4G LTE, especially like a Metro PCS Unlimited, you can download this and you can tether your phone to your computer and you can do Skype shows. I swear to you, you can do Skype shows on this. Sometimes get a little hectic if he wants to do cam to cam. You won't be able to do a site like StreamMate. If you've ever used it for StreamMate and it was successful, please let me know. But that is an amazing little tool. This one right here, Amp Wireless USB adapter. It's great. It's an antenna. Like if you have problems for whatever reason you can't get to your router to plug in, you're at a hotel, Airbnb, whatever, get this little thing. It's like I think it's like $40 now on Amazon, and it gives you a smooth stream. It won't give you more bandwidth, but it will stop the interruptions and so forth. So finally, we have money management, Google Sheets. That's one of my favorite apps. It's just really easy. I have a hard time with Mint. Mint gives me a problem, so I can't really speak on too much authority on that one. But I do love Google Sheets because you can tally in how much you make per day, and yeah, it really, really, really works and helps you keep up with your money and how much you're making. So again, thank you for watching the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Bye. Thank you.